The new year, a new ordinance will go into effect in Multnomah County that bans the sale of flavored tobacco and nicotine products.
Fox 12's Deborah Gill joins us now in studio with the details. So, Deb, this ordinance was actually passed by the county's Board of Commissioners back in December.
That is right. It was, and it passed unanimously. But then a group of retailers who sell these products filed a lawsuit challenging the ban as unlawful and unenforceable. Multnomah County's Board of Commissioners adopted the ordinance in December after years of wide-ranging work to address vaping and smoking among young people. The health department wanted it as a way to prevent health issues related to their use, like cancer, heart risks, even death. Public health officials said that tobacco companies have targeted teens with their flavored tobaccos. And one teen who spoke to the board in the winter at a hearing before the vote agrees.
High schools in Portland are having to remove the doors from bathroom stalls to discourage teenagers from vaping between classes. Some of my classmates would even use their e-cigarettes right in the classroom.
Technically, you do have to be 21 to buy tobacco and nicotine products in Oregon, but teens do get their hands on these cancer-causing products. And that hearing where she appeared was packed, with some people wearing shirts saying flavors hook Oregon kids. And those who opposed the ban wore their own slogan, Save Our Stores. Well, the judge ruled that current law does not prevent the county from passing ordinances that regulate the sale of flavored tobacco products, even writing that the lawsuit arguments were flawed and not persuasive. Kim and Shauna, back to you.
All right, Deb.